The other area, the third area of the capacity program, we call support to the health research community. There's three elements: the workshop program, community collaboration, and health research management. You may be familiar with the workshop program. I know Jamie is, because part of it is the NSHRF workshop series. Jamie was a speaker at one of those workshops this past fall. We looked at health geomatics, the use of geomatics within health research. We have different topics annually. They're identified by NSHRF staff, sometimes through strategic opportunities that we've identified, sometimes through national events, sometimes through just at peer review meetings, for example. We'll develop a workshop to address gaps, for example. We're also open to approach from organizations or individuals for topics, and then we would make decisions about what our human resource can support. We offer annually the Institute for Applied Health Research and Design. Two years ago, it was here at St. Mary's. The Institute is a multi-day, in fact it was in this room, multi-day training event for researchers who are finishing up a PhD or are junior faculty. And it's designed to build grant writing skills, to build skills around knowledge transfer and exchange. We expect applicants submit a draft proposal as part of their application, and we conduct a peer review exercise with those applicants of those proposals. We receive very positive feedback from participants in the quality and the amount that they learn during this. It's an investment of researchers' time, but it's well worth it, I believe. Finally, we offer workshop planning assistance. We do this through our human resources, our in-kind resources, and our networks. So we have meeting space at NSHRF that we allow researchers to use free of charge. We have staff with expertise in workshop development, planning, and delivery. And we're happy to give you some advice formally, informally, sit on planning committees, that kind of thing. We're also happy to help you identify expert speakers or particular skills that you might need, any number of things through this service. Community collaboration is our capacity work focused not so much on the research community, but on the health research community. So we might work with an NGO to help them understand the peer-reviewed research process. We work with government departments and help them develop requests for proposals. Or help them understand how they might use peer-reviewed research within their program planning and delivery, their policy development. We also offer health research management. By that we mean we will help government departments, NGOs, and other organizations develop requests for proposal or letter of intent processes. We will conduct peer review on their behalf, and we'll administer health research funding on their behalf. It requires the development of memorandum of understanding. We've done a dozen of these over the years, and it's an area that we're starting to do more and more, having more and more call from the Department of Health or Health Promotion and Protection, Community Services, and so on. Okay. Having trouble with yours. There we go. I believe this is the final area that I wanted to mention. It is. This is the matching program. NSHRF, as funding allows, has agreements to provide matching funding for a variety of national and international health research competitions. We have established relationships with the CIHR through the Regional Partnership Program, through the FISI program, the Nursing Care Partnership with the Canadian Nurses Foundation and CHSRF, also with the REIS program through CHSRF. And we will provide matching funding for all of those programs as funds permit. On the second page of your program overview, there's a few details of each of those programs that I just mentioned. Full details are on the website for how you apply or register for those programs. It's essential that you check the website and review those requirements because each program is a little different. If you don't comply, funds are so limited that there is no way you will get those matching funds. So I'd encourage you, when you're considering application to these, to take a look at those requirements at that point. We will attempt to match other national, international peer-reviewed programs. I've been at NSHRF for, I guess, going on 3 years, and I think we've done one because the funds are limited for that. So if you are interested in some other matching support, do give the program manager a call, but funds are pretty tight. The program manager for this program is Jennifer McNutt, and her contact information is on our website. That is my last slide. So, are there any other questions or comments, things you'd like to discuss? And I'm happy to stay after to answer individual questions. So.
Yes. Community partners.
Yeah.
Is a municipal government a community partner?
Depending on the context. So, it depends on your research question. If the municipal government has a responsibility for the health need that is the topic of your research, then my answer would be yes. So for example, if you are looking at community design for health, so you want to ensure that the geographic community is using planning processes that are encouraging of accessible, active transportation, then yes, municipal government would be an appropriate and acceptable community partner. I would encourage you, if you have any questions in that regard, to contact the program manager and get all of our buy-in. You have mine, so if you're applying for CRA, you are going to have no problem. And presumably then Jennifer would have the same approach to the CHIRPs. But you want to make sure that she does, and I'll ensure that she does, because I think it is one. So we have to have a discussion with some of the more esoteric.
On the student research, you talked about it being very competitive and the grading that they've gotten over the last years. Is there any? Do you know of any breakdown between students who, for example, have a very strong basic science background versus those who have social science and humanities
background? They're reviewed by separate committees, so it's not as though the social science students are being compared against the med students. So they're compared within their separate environments. So
is there separate pools of funding then between the two, or ultimately are they graded out of 4.9 and then they take the two of them and
No, there's separate funding. Our legislation requires 30% of our grant to go to the med and 30% to the PSO.
Right.
So that 30% includes students and projects, but it's not, there's no competition between PSO and med. Yeah. I've been very, I don't manage those committees, but I've attended at least one of them each year, and this will be my 4th competition. And I've been very pleased with how the committees approach, qualitative and quantitative studies, with how they balance, the social sciences and the basic sciences, the different levels of study that our students are in. It's been very comforting to me to see that they are as equitable as they are. It's not the impression I had of national competitiveness, for example.
We've had lots of St. Mary's successful in the PSO area. Not so much last year, but in previous years.
I can't speak to specific applications, but because it's privileged information, but
and we're being taped.
And we're being taped, and I wouldn't anyway. But you had some very high quality applications last year that were not funded because of our funding availability. It wasn't about the quality of the application.
Or we might get a big budget increase.
My hope is that we'll get a big budget increase. My expectation